Hello, my name is RJ Tabachnick. I grew up in the suburbs of Pittsburgh, but currently I go to school in New York City at NYU, so I live in the city. So I grew up in the suburbs of Pittsburgh, which I really like because of the openness and the fresh air, and especially the friendliness of the people. If you're walking down the street and you say hi to someone, it's like very friendly and nice, which you don't really get so much in New York City. I don't like how it's inconvenient to get somewhere in the suburbs. Like you have to drive around instead of just being able to walk or take a subway wherever you want to go, which I really love about being in New York. I also love in New York that there's always something going on there. Things happening, fun things to go explore and check out, like farmers markets or new interesting shops, which you don't really get in the suburbs because it's just, everything that's already there. So it's kind of mundane compared to city life. So I really love that about the city. One thing I don't like about the city is just how it lacks the nature. Like, except for Central Park, it's like really hard to be out and have some really true fresh air, which I love. Currently, I go to school at NYU studying musical theater. This summer, I worked at a water park as a lifeguard in Pittsburgh. And in the past, I've done a lot of work with children, like being a camp counselor and babysitting and stuff like that. My hopes and dreams on a large scale are to establish strong relationships with friends and family, like really have a solid group of friends that I can go through life with, and the same with family. People who rely on me, and then also I can rely on them. It's sort of like just people, because I really believe that you can only have real happiness if you share it with other people. So really finding people to share my happiness with is one of my main goals. Also, another one of my goals is to be successful in my career, and not necessarily monetary success, but just being able to continually develop my art and to be an artist and live off of that, as opposed to having to get like support jobs like being a lifeguard at a water park. Another one of my really intense dreams is to be on the show Survivor. I'm a huge fan. I've been watching for as long as I can remember, and I just have a really strong passion that I feel like my life won't be complete unless I'm on the show Survivor. I just love how it's like you're trying to survive outside and also survive against other people and compete against other people, but also try to create relationships that you can use to help you later in the game. One of my special talents is that I can put my feet behind my head. I'm really flexible, and I can touch my tongue to my nose. I've seen, haha. Okay, something that I think makes me really unique is that I'm almost eternally optimistic. That's how people describe me. I have a lot of energy and exuberance, and I get really enthusiastic about things. I'm a really big fan of music, so one of my hobbies is playing guitar. I've been playing for 14 years. I really love the finger plucking and making music, but also really listening to music. I love doing stuff outside, like going on walks or runs or bike rides, especially if it's like really outside, like in nature, as opposed to the city. And another hobby is I like whenever I have free time to read books, because I think it's very important to be immersed in these stories, and then to like also have your imagination work with the words by the author, so you just create this whole thing in your head. And especially because nowadays, like, a lot of people are so glued to screens like TV and Netflix and cell phones, to actually have like a form of entertainment, personal entertainment that's been around for so long, I think is so important to do. So I also love to read whenever I can. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.